So it tickles.
It tickles.
He's running. No pain.
No pain.
I told you that's what they call it.
You're listening to a Tickle Lipo procedure. You've heard of laser lipo and you've heard of Vaser lipo. Well, Tickle Lipo is another minimally invasive lipo procedure that tickles.
I'm trying to stay down.
Seeing someone actually giggling during the procedure, I'm like, okay, that's got to be fake. That's, you kidding me? And who's going to giggle?
Today on Liposculpture Talk, we'll hear from patient Tina, and she'll share with us her treatment experience with Tickle Lipo. She'll share why she chose Tickle Lipo, the pain she felt, and some words of advice to anybody thinking about undergoing the procedure. And one of the top tickle liposurgeons here in the United States, by the number of procedures performed, is with us, Dr. Timothy Zelco.
Now, I had the upper and lower abs done, so I don't know if there's tickling, if you do your thighs, your arms, or anything like that.
This is Tina. She's a 41-year-old mother who just had twins. She was a little skeptical about this whole giggling thing she's seen on the internet. So when she finally went in for a procedure for herself, how did she feel?
I giggled. I totally giggled. Especially when you're getting around the rib area work, it tickled. And I tried stopping myself from giggling because I didn't know if it would affect what was being done during the procedure. But then I was comforted to know that, no, if you need to laugh, laugh. And I did, especially around the rib area. It was just tickles.
Okay, we'll hear from Tina again a little bit later.
What distinguishes Tickle Lipo from any other form of liposuction in the marketplace is really its gentleness.
That's Dr. Timothy Zelco, a faculty member of the Society of Aesthetics and Medicine. He offers monthly courses to physicians in the tumescent technique. So, what Tickle Lipo does is it helps assist the traditional liposuction procedure. It helps liquefy the fat cells before removing them from the body, similar to how laser lipo or Vaser lipo functions. But Dr. Zelco says the difference is
it does not heat or burn tissues like lasers and what's called a Vaser, which is ultrasound-based liposuction. It doesn't use cutting instruments to chop through and cut like traditional liposuction. Tickle Lipo uses vibration and rotation with dull, non-sharp instruments, if you will.
So, at first, a little small tube, also known as a cannula, enters and numbs the area. It's real small. It's
2.5 millimeters in diameter, and actually with a blunt end, and just going gently weaving through the tissues, and we're spraying anesthetic fluid into the tissues. So not only is it gently weaving through the tissues, the vibration helps to further minimize any discomfort. After we've numbed the tissues thoroughly that we need to numb,
then he uses the second cannula.
Maybe a 3 millimeter instrument, nothing bigger, still with a blunt end, little side holes, but now we just increase the vibration rotation rate. And what that does is helps to liquefy the fat and break it down so we can easily just suction it out.
So it's like lipo has evolved so much in recent years with the help of technology like Tickle Lipo that people like Tina who never would have considered getting lipo before are now perfect candidates.
I actually didn't think I was the type of person who would ever have it done. I thought it was for people who were really well-to-do and really had a lot of time to recover and things like that. And the video that I saw online about liposuction scared me to death. Traditional liposuction with the big probes and the constant back and forth ramming and jamming, I was like, how possibly would someone want to do that? Because it's so invasive to me. And then hearing about how they have to lay down in the recovery period, it was something that I never would want to experience or go through. So I never thought I would do something like this. I gave birth to twins when I was 41, and no matter what you do, there's still that area that's really hard to get rid of. And it got me really depressed and self-conscious. And
we asked Tina how she finally got the courage to get lipo.
I saw something more online about the tickle procedure and started investigating those options. not invasive like the scary things I saw online, and it was very cost effective for me and it fit my budget. No downtime, so I didn't have to worry about missing any work. So I really wanted to do it to feel better about myself. So it was an opportunity to help me do that. I'm part of like the Groupon, Amazon email coupons that you get. So that's when I saw it first. And then what really helped is seeing the website, seeing the actual pictures, I did research then following up on some other things online, so actually seeing the procedure done. Just again, the testimonials I think is very important, but seeing testimonials from other people like you, there's different things you can Google on reviews of people. I think that was also important to see how other people felt about it.
I asked Dr. Zelco to explain what's the significance of the turning and vibrating of the Tickle Lipo cannula.
This vibration rotation acts what's called a gating mechanism. By gating mechanism, what I mean is it tells the brain that you're really not feeling any discomfort, or it minimizes discomfort. So it's a further enhancement of the whole anesthesia process.
We asked Tina to describe the pain she experienced with the procedure on a scale from 1 to 10.
Maybe 2 or 3 tops. The procedure itself wasn't bad, and even afterwards, the recovery, I didn't feel as bad either. Now, people experience things different, I'm sure. I was, the fear of the unknown, so I was worried, well, what does the incision feel like? And what does it feel to actually have the device put into you? And needles don't mean anything to me. They're easy. I didn't feel the injection. I didn't feel the incision. You feel a little tightness when that kind of probe goes in, if that's the proper thing to use, the device. Other than that, I didn't really feel anything. So it was kind of amazing. Totally different than the videos I saw of traditional liposuction.
Tina said on the first day she really didn't feel any pain.
You still do have the medications in your body that was put in, but then you have, if you do need further pain medication, that's available to you. I would say the second day was probably when I started experiencing, and it was more like muscle ache. Like if you work out too hard and your muscles are sore, so like if you bend a certain way, you're like, ugh, it was more like that. Not a sharp stabbing pain by any means, more like, wow, my muscles hurt. So that lasted maybe 2 or 3 days. Of course, the second day when all your meds are out of your system, you feel it more, but then it gradually goes away. But it was more of that. Like if you move too quickly, you're like, ooh, it was, you felt like you did a big workout, which your body probably did, but that's how it felt.
There's one thing about the procedure that surprised Tina. That's all the drainage she experienced after she got home.
The ooziness, all the liquid that's injected to make sure that you're comfortable with the pain medication, it has to come out somewhere. So I think that was more uncomfortable than the actual physical pain. It was just a weird feeling because you are draining for a while. It's not that long, I think mine was maybe 12 hours. But that was something that kind of took me by surprise of how much you actually do drain out. Make sure you have clothes that you're comfortable getting dirty or throwing away afterwards. And it is really true, you do, but it's such a minor inconvenience compared to the immediate results that I saw. And the immediate results, I was laying on the couch after I got home, just, kicking my feet up, relaxing. And my husband walked in and he's like, wow, you can totally tell a difference. He goes, you can really see, especially with my upper abs. He was like, just night and day. And then he would leave, and then he'd come back, and he's like, wow, I can't believe the difference. And wow. And every time he'd walk in, I could see him looking at me and go, wow. And that, I wasn't doing it for my husband. I was really doing it for my confidence level and to make, myself feel better and help me just continue that on. But wow, I was at a boost for me, so that was nice.
The next day, after the procedure, Tina went back to work. She has a sit-down job.
Mostly computer. So I had to consciously make sure that every hour I did get up because, the garment you wear is actually really comfortable. It looks very old-fashioned and something that someone wore a long time ago, but it is comfortable when you get this procedure done and afterwards too. So I didn't change my routine in the fact of, if I take my dog for a walk, I still took my dog for a walk, but I maybe didn't go as long because I wanted to, make sure I'm doing everything proper. I made sure that I got up every hour. I did a lot of massaging of the area, especially after I got home and still had some of the medications that were in my system, really rubbing and working everything. I think that helped a lot. But other than that, I really didn't change anything that I did. I think, I caught a special going on, which was really good, and the price point for me, perfect. And my husband was so comfortable with it because we also had that very elevated cost of traditional lipo that we had in our head. So I was very fortunate to find that cost savings in addition. I think that if that cost savings wasn't there, I still would have done the procedure because it wasn't as much as I thought it would be. So I think I benefited from that special, but I think I would have still paid that normal price because I thought it was very fair. I've always, my whole life, been a very positive person. And when, at the age of 41, having those twins and seeing, that my body is never going to go back, I'm a little bit older and twins kind of put a number on you. I was at the lowest self-esteem I've ever had in my life. And so I was disappointed in myself for not being able to find that positive light at the end of the tunnel. And it really, in a little bit, affected my marriage, just because he sees me as a beautiful person to begin with. Why couldn't I? So it was just a really low part in my self-esteem. 1 month after, oh my gosh, I just, a lot of hugs in the household, a lot of family support, because I was very open with my family of what I wanted to have done, and they, top concern, is it safe for you? And they're supportive of me and how I feel. I always have a smile on my face. I don't shy away from mirrors when I walk through the house anymore. I kind of like, hey, so it's totally boosted that level for me.
Dr. Zelco has studied many different liposuction technologies, and he believes in Tickle Lipo. He believes it's the best lipo-assisting technology out there on the market today. But when I asked him for his final words of advice, he closed by
encouraging all your listeners to do their own individual research and compare the benefits as well as the drawbacks of all forms of office-based liposuction. They should also compare the doctors thoroughly and choose the combination that best meets their own individual needs.
Comparing different procedures, comparing surgeons, doing a little homework. A little homework can take you a long way. No doubt that liposuction is a very important decision. It's potentially a lifelong decision, so it could stick with you for the rest of your life. It could make you potentially a very happy person. And on the flip side, you've heard of the horror stories on the internet, the botched liposuction jobs. Certainly less common today with the advances in technology, but you want to do what you can to ensure that this decision is the right one for you. Like when I asked Tina basically the same question as Dr. Zelco, and she basically emphasized the same thing, how important the consultation is and research.
Research, not I sound like an after-school special. Knowledge is power, doing all your research. And I think it is really... it's hard, it's hard just to see what's on the internet and web because you don't know what's true and what's false. And so really, first step, coming in and talking is important, really seeing who you are, because probably anybody could do a procedure like this, but it's the care, support, and understanding you get from the staff and the members that I think elevates it a little bit, that caring and that compassion. It's not just, let's get another body in here. It's, how is this going to work for you? And I want you to truly be comfortable and understand what you're getting into. So I think coming in for a consultation is key. The second is, things like this, hearing other people speak about it. I have been a firm believer that talking to the people who have had it done or hearing how the procedure was by the person who experienced it is so important and powerful. So having a referral program, or having, if people are comfortable saying, hey, go ahead and email me and ask me questions, I'll let you know the truth. I think that's the second thing people need to know. It's hard, again, you've never experienced it and you're afraid of the unknown, but if you can afford it and you know that this is, again, not a weight loss program. This isn't something like now I can go eat a whole bunch of ho-hos because I could always just get this done again. It's not. It's an opportunity to give that power back of things you may have lost, of being depressed or upset that you can't lose something that probably could never go away on its own. So just making sure that this is an opportunity to go to that next level for yourself.
Tina, thank you so much for sharing. No doubt the decision to go through with lipo is scary, and your openness and your honesty guiding us through it for the first time, it's just very helpful. You're great, Tina. Thank you. Dr. Zelco, he has clinics in the Chicago and Milwaukee area, so if you have questions for Dr. Zelco, just check out zbodysculpt.com. That's zbodysculpt.com. For more information about Tickle Lipo and to compare it to other treatment options and to find Tickle Lipo clinics in your area, just go to liposculpturetalk.com.